Hey, good morning, and to some folks. I know y'all tuning in to the Rise and Rock morning show. Well, we don't just talk about it, we be about it. Well, we're gonna do some things like inspire you to elevate and recreate. Sometimes you gotta press that restart button to start your day. And today's theme, we're gonna talk about showing up, even when you're not even motivated to show up. That's what we're gonna get into today. You know what I'm saying? Quick little message. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline shows up anyway. You don't need hype, and you don't need habits. So we're gonna get into it. But before we dive into my message, I just want to give a quick shout out to my folks back in the 850. They had a event called Camel Day this weekend, and it looks like it got together. It was real positive. Everybody got together. All my Q City folks got together, and I love that for y'all. Like y'all need something positive. Y'all needed to be able to get together and not worried about any madness happening. So salute. It's the fourth annual event, and I hope y'all can keep it positive for years to come. Salute to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Now moving back into today. So some mornings you wake up ready to conquer the world, and some mornings you wake up tired, uninspired, and questioning everything. This show isn't about motivation; it's about showing up anyway. Because consistency builds up confidence and confidence builds momentum. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Y'all know that's been my core tagline in the new regime. And so a lot of times when I'm talking, I'm not just talking to you all, I'm talking to myself as well, and I'm learning how to be disciplined over, motivation because you know motivation can require certain emotional changes to get the ball running, as opposed to discipline. You grounded in it, you study it, you're rooted in it, and you drive. It's a commitment. Every day you got to get up and say, hey, look, I need to take that trash out. I done put it by the door. I done walked in and out of this house. You got to be disciplined to know that it automatically should be in your brain that, hey, you got to do this. For those who have children, they got to go to school. And you got to be disciplined enough to say, hey, let's get it together. Let's get these alarms going. Let's get a system that we can, be successful with, because, a lot of us working parents aren't working parents are work from home parents, and a job is a job. However, you got to clock in to do your job. I respect honest living or honest work, and I'm gonna salute those who got to do what they got to do to make that dollar. We listen, we don't judge people. That's the harsh reality we live in. Don't nobody want to address the fact that this is reality for us. You know, you got some who are considered convicted felons, and they have to struggle with balance in between. You know, this is the job I need to continuously do, and things of that nature. Sorry about that, folks. But yeah. So, discipline being a decision helps successful people who don't feel like it every day, because we're going to commit to it anyway. We're going to show up anyway. Like me putting it in my head, drilling it in myself that, hey, I want to start this whole podcast entertainment network, right? And I want to put out multiple shows all under different niches. And I want to be able to stay consistent with what I do. And sometimes it be days like it's 30 something degrees here in Houston. And I looked at it and I go, oh, great. It's time to get up again. I just went to sleep. I promise you. But I've learned showing up anyway, even when you don't feel like it, because it's not about me. It's about the spirit of what I love doing. It's about people that just need to hear, you're doing a great job today. Damn it, you doing your best. You don't have to look for the trophies. Stop looking for the physical flowers. Stop looking for all the accolades. to prove that you're doing it the right way. You're doing it the best way you know how, and you're staying afloat. You're surviving. You're taking every challenge that comes for you, and you're letting it like not define who you are, but you're finding a way to keep going. Because motivation asks how you feel, discipline asks what needs to be done. See, yeah, see how they kind of cycle together. They run together congruently, you know. And because now we're gonna get into some small actions being greater than big plans. Because you know, you don't need to chase perfect days. You don't need to chase that. You just need to show up. Show up. Oftentimes we want to talk mental health and things of that nature. And a lot of times when you balance certain things in your mind, it's hard to show up for yourself. It's hard to show up for somebody else because in your mind you don't have the strength to show up for anybody and anything. But the reality is you got to. You got no choice. You got choices, but you just got to learn how to again be disciplined enough to say, "Hey, hey, hey, look here." Again, I'm talking to the spirit of depression. You ain't got no power there. You ain't got no say so. You gotta, you gotta talk to that motherfucker like he owe you rent, and you gotta be like, "Look, you can't stay here no more. I'm tired of this. I got things to do. I gotta keep going. I'm 5 years behind on my life because everything that at that moment that I had aligned for myself didn't go through, and I just pushed myself further and further and further and further and further back. Don't chase perfect days. Chase what's current. Chase what's need to be like. Just chase that moment. Seize that day and do your thing. Don't worry about it. We ain't worried about naysayers. We ain't worried about feel like they better than us. We're not looking at that no more. We're not letting that have a domain here. Because sometimes it can take one call. Sometimes it can take one post, one page, one step, one day at a time. That's all you got to do. You got to stay consistent with it though, because the moment you stop that momentum, the moment you stop showing up for you, it's that moment you fall back in this rut, and it might be stickier than before. It can be hard. You know, because again, like 10 minutes of work beats 0 minutes of waiting on motivation. Like you just putting in the work. You're not worrying about the cheering squad. You're not worried about, hey man, I done did this job countless times, day in day out. Why would I want to acknowledge me? Stop looking for acknowledgement. Do it because you feel good inside. You know, um, I talk about things that I struggle with, like consistently, and I'm just like, I'm doing stuff for myself. Maybe the average person can't do. I'm still healing, blessed to still be around, for 30 plus years, living with spinal bifida, having a heart murmur, having a what they call the VT shunt. What I'm saying? I broke my wrist in high school, having a metal plate installed. I've been dealing with other things. Had a health scare that caused me to, become an LB LBKA, that's left below knee amputee. And then I realized I ain't got but four toes on my other foot. See, that's me honest. But I'm disciplined to say, you know what, in the midst of me facing all this adversity, all these things that's supposed to stop and slow me down, I'm gonna keep showing up for myself. I'm not looking for the pity party. I'm not looking to go, oh my God, I'm in my 30s and my limbs are being amputated and all these things. There's people younger than me having to fight these battles. There's people older than me that have to fight these battles. It's not about who deserves the spotlight in that moment. It's about who can take that moment and not let it define who they are. And I'm choosing not to let it define who I am because I trust myself and I'm promising myself that I got me. That's one of my core sayings. I got me. You know what I'm saying? And it feels good. It feels refreshing to re-say that statement. I got me. Because gosh darn it, I do. You know what I'm saying? I just really have to remind myself about it because you can get lost in the sauce because expectations that we set, sometimes we set expectations for the wrong reasons. We set expectations to impress people. We set expectations to impress the job folks. We set expectations to please people, and we got to put a stop today. I'm challenging you to stop, to discipline yourself, to trust the process for yourself and believe in yourself and find your way through your darkness, people. You got to pull, pull it together. I'm reaching down to the depths of your soul, and I'm telling you, it's going to be okay. I'm talking to you. And sometimes you got to acknowledge the unacknowledgeable and say sometimes it's okay not to be okay too. See, we try, you know, if you caught any of the morning shows from last week, was talking about how like you choose purpose over perfection, and you can't let people come in and distract your energy and disturb your core, and that's a thing by itself. So again, when you're talking about like I gotta show up. I gotta keep going. You gotta put yourself first. Listen to me, people. There comes a time where your number could be picked and it's life lottery, and you can get your winning ticket up out of here. And in that moment, you gotta realize it don't matter what people thought about you in that moment. It don't matter what you feel like you felt in life. None of that stuff matters. None of that matters. The narrative changes completely in that moment because now it starts to register that damn, I ain't know you was going. I wish I could. It's always the wish I could have said. I wish I could have did. All those things. People seek closure in that moment that they'll never get because we're not brutally honest. We're not putting ourselves first enough to show up for ourselves, even when we couldn't. And now we don't have those opportunities the most. So we tend to take those things for granted, and we my people got to do a little bit better at it. So I wish I could play my morning motivation music. I got some stuff just playing in my background, just to kind of motivate me to show up for me. Cause I'm gonna tell you right now, I was this close, minusculely close to not showing up for you peoples. But I do it because I love y'all people. So I want to take a moment to do what I normally do here on the Rise and Rock Morning Show. I see you in my section. I want to shout out my man Root Life Now. So y'all make sure y'all check out Handicap and Chill podcast. Really dope podcast by really incredible, dope individual content creators. My bros, they do their thing, dropping shows weekly for you guys right here on the Rocksteady Media Network. Hey, my man back with season 8, ladies and gentlemen. I need y'all to tap in with Eric G, Mr. Eric Green. You know what I'm saying? Random thoughts with Eric G, y'all. He had your boy Steady come out and do a cipher. Like, I thought it was the funniest thing, because they say old habits never die. So apparently, showing up for myself, again, keeping to the core of this, showing up when I probably didn't want to at that moment. But I came, I did a freestyle, had an amazing time. And my dear friend G17. Much love to you, darling. Peace and blessings. Good afternoon to you. But thank you for my morning. To nothing but happiness today, and I'm here if you need me. You already know that. Okay. Now that we got all that out the way, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the morning affirmation, and it's a call and response today. I'm calling y'all out, and y'all just have to do it on your own time. So today's affirmation says, I don't wait to feel ready. I show up ready. I build momentum through consistency. If I stay ready, I don't have to get ready. I want y'all to start drilling that, baby, because you're going to hear that a lot more here. So one more again for the people in the back that didn't hear, you know what I'm saying? So again, today's affirmation is, I don't wait to feel ready. I show up ready. I build momentum through consistency. If I stay ready, I don't have to get ready. Man, don't you just love when everything comes full circle? Don't you just love it, my people? Well, I do. Yeah, I'm different from now. So, let's kind of tap into, you know, every time you show up, you prove something to yourself. See, I've been talking about showing up for you, not nobody else, but just you. You prove something to yourself. You prove that you're capable. You prove that you got this. You prove that no matter what self doubt says and what people may say, that you can do this. You can maintain this. You are the captain of your ship. Remember that, people. Sometimes it's gonna be moments where you're gonna have to make executive decisions that could affect have long term effects, but that's okay because the biggest challenge is challenge yourself in that moment. I think I want to say it like that. Like the biggest challenge within the moments is consistency and learning that confidence isn't hype, it's earned. Like you gotta earn your confidence to be the like I work hard, you put in work, it changes who you are. I'm proud of y'all. I'm proud of my peeps. You know what I'm saying? Just quick little light, like if you've been keeping up with what's been coming down the pipeline on Rocksteady Media Network, y'all know outside of the morning show, I do live with DJ Steady and Company. That's my meat and potato show. That's my soul food show. Right there was, you can come in and check us out. I do interviews on certain days, and I just kind of engage in some topics, and I connect with my viewers and my listeners out there. So, with the Rise and Rock Morning Show, this is like your daily motivation, to get up, get your shit together, and get out that door and get it done. You know what I'm saying? And then I got the Steady Approved, it's a playoff of my Artistry Tuesdays under the old regime, and it was a way to kind of bring that back, revamp it, and repurpose it. So Steady Approved is where we're gonna talk shop, we're gonna talk about music, and we're gonna talk about anything that's going on in entertainment. Not everything has to be about music. And of course, on my Wednesday slot, I'm rocking with the Caribbean Queen, Mel Trini, as we give y'all live with DJ Steady and Mel Trini on Wednesday, coming in with we're gonna switch it up and do some tougher topics, some more engaging topics. And we're gonna keep the core theme of that, which is, isolation brings elevation within that. And so this is me showing up when I can't show up for myself. On days I feel like I don't need to show up for myself. Again, then we go Thursdays. Y'all know I'm managing, like I said, Handicap and Chill podcast. That's on my lineup. That drops on Thursdays slide. And then for my own show, I come in with that certified goat talk. You know what I'm saying? Drop that for y'all weekly. And of course, I bring back Fridays with the interview segments of Live with DJ Steady and Company on my Friday shows. And I got a surprise coming for y'all, So if y'all locked in on Rocksteady Media Network, did y'all lock in at your lunch hour? Because I got something coming. I ain't gonna say too much now because I don't want to put it out there now. And then that time period come and I then got distracted. I couldn't show up for myself. But just stay tuned to that, people, because I'm working on it. Literally, I'm working. So, you know, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna be about it, and we're gonna represent. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got. We're gonna be about it, and we're gonna get into it, people. Shout out to Kyle. I see my peoples. Hey, JC. Yes, this is live right now, JC. This is live. Tell them G17. Shout out to my peoples, making sure they cover all the bases. Live right now, Rise and Rock. You know what I'm saying? So, people, let me just be real. Can I be real with my peoples? Can I connect with my peoples, man? This is not a scripted show. This is not just something to make you feel like, oh, I'm better than you. Like I never intend to be that type of person. Like if you know me personally, it's not even in my personality to want to be better than you. Like, but I'm in the words of Wolverine, I'm the best there is at what I do, and you can't take that away from me. You know what I'm saying? Because you see the rise and the falls of, you know, the transition. Like, if y'all be into the now, we can see all the stuff going on with Hot 97. You know, they flushing out all the old regime, getting rid of all the old DJs and old people that's been, not like old people, but like they're getting rid of the people that, added so much value for so many years, and they done shoved them out the door, and they, building a new regime. So, I know sometimes that can sound so heart wrenching because you're talking about folks that still got to feed their family. But you know, sometimes sometimes you gotta forcibly shove old things out the door to prepare something new at the table and see how that goes. You know what I'm saying? We gotta learn to adapt. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn that sometimes change may not be needed, but it's necessary. To see the flow of longevity, like, take of my vision, that a lot of the stuff that I do, what I'm saying, may not be needed right now, but it's necessary because I'm trying to prove something to myself, but I'm also proving to the world that, hey, look, I can tackle anything that you give to me. I've been that way since birth, baby. You know what I'm saying? When them doctors was like, "Hey, look, we done did all this, we done did all these surgeries. There's a possibility that you can't walk. There's no guarantee that you're gonna walk for very, very, very long." You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta keep going. So again, I show up even when I can't show up for myself. I still do my thing. So again, Mr. JC says, this terrestrial radio is dying. The new voice of the people is what you are doing. And the podcasters and stream. I feel like that's what it is now. I feel like that that is dying out. Those radio days, and again, some of the inspirations to why I became a podcast was growing up listening to Tom Joyner's morning show and how he would do so many different things within his radio. And then, Steve Harvey came in with his radio show and he was doing his thing. And then there was this one radio station with Kate and I can't remember those people, but it was a radio back in Florida called Hot 1049. So I kind of grew up listening to all these radio shows, and then again bringing the visual aesthetic was, there was Jerry Springer, Montel Jordan, Sally Jesse Raphael, Ricky Lake, even Oprah, watching her do her thing with her talk show, and so many others. You know what I'm saying? That now that, like, you can build these empires and do all this, and you can get involved with the wrong team or the wrong mission agendas, and you can lose all that in the blink of an eye. So, you know what I'm saying? You got to be able to power through all that. Like, you got to be able. That's why I say it's so important to show up even when you ain't showing up for yourself, because sometimes you can be present in that moment, but you got to be a different beast in that moment. I hope I'm not losing y'all people with that. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's just crazy how that works. Man, so, this is what it's all about. It's about putting yourself in positions that align, not just align because it looks good aesthetically, but it aligns with your spirit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've been talking about energy. Like, I just dropped some new content, podcast, the Pisces Perspective podcast, now streaming, now available on, my Rocksteady Media channels. Y'all can check that out. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Because not everything I'm going to do, not everything that I'm doing is going to resonate with you. Not everything that I speak on is something you may want to listen to. And that's okay. That's perfectly, totally fine. You know, sometimes you got to be okay. It's not going to hurt my feelings that it didn't interest you. That just means I got to go back in my bag and keep pumping out something that resonates to the people. I never want to lose the integrity of the show, and that's connecting with my peoples, my steady rockers. That's more vital to me. It's being able to be human with you guys, and then also being able to be entertaining. Because hey, there's a billion podcasters out there all doing it, but I like to say they ain't got the sauce like I got the sauce. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got them 11 herbs and spices for this podcast. You know what I'm saying? They ain't not the slinging chicken sandwiches for this podcast. Let me stop. Okay. But y'all get the point I was making, people. Y'all know I can go on these little rants. And again, if you go listen to the Pisces perspective, you learn. We can talk. We can talk from reality, and then sometimes we can leave the fantasy, and that can go down the fish pond you ain't trying to be into. Get it? Got it. Good. Okay. So, people, as we get ready to wrap up today's show, as we get ready to go, I just want you to kind of think about what purpose the things that you attempt to do serve you for the greater good. Think about before you make these rash decisions, is it really worth it? Because oftentimes when we do certain things and it has the wrong effects, we live with regrets. And we got to change that. We got to learn how to navigate through these waters a little bit better, and also learn to practice what we preach. And I'm talking to myself. You know, we put so much things. We try to do so many things because we want this perfect image. When we gotta stop doing that. You don't have to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Again, I don't. I don't need you to. I don't need you to be like me. That's what I'm pointing. I don't need you to be like me. I need you to be better than me. That's all I need. Just be better than me and love yourself. And if you feel like life is getting too complicated and you just need a listening ear, you can send me, if you cool, you can keep it anonymous, however you want to do it. But feel free to reach out to me via media network at gmail.com. I'll definitely help you. And if you connect with me on my socials and you feel like you can get a faster response, look, on Facebook, it's DJ Steady Sap. I also have the Rock Steady Media Network page. You can reach me there. You can jump in my DMs on IG. Also at, DJ Steady Ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm out there. I'm putting myself out there. I'm here for you people. I'm learning that when you say I want to take accountability for things, that's too much. That's too much. They keep talking about it's too much. But if you connect with him upstairs, you already know he ain't gonna never put more on you that you can't bear. So you just gotta learn that sometimes life ain't fair. But if you sit back and you allow him to be him, he'll get you there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all don't steady, don't see they'll steady be on the road. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen to me. This has been the Rise and Rock Morning Show. Where we're gonna keep rocking with you. So shout out to all my steady rockers out there. Shout out to all my peoples, from highs, from the lows. I appreciate you as we continuously grow. So y'all already know it's time to wrap this up. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this. I love y'all. Take care of your mental. Take care of you. Take care of them kids. Stay warm out there. It's still winter, folks. It ain't springtime yet. So stay warm. And keep showing up for you. Because it's paying off. Whether you see it physically or not. It's paying off. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know this is what we do. Go ahead and drop our closures. And we're going to get out, the motto here on Rocksteady Media Network. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Have a good day, folks.
Let us introduce ourselves. We are Rocksteady Media Network, the only network where we chisel at the competition one premium production at a time. Don't let your business stay stuck between that rock and a hard place. Let us come in like a wrecking ball and put those worries to bed and rock your media with steady growth. Rock